What should it profit a man if he gaineth the world and loseth his own soul? Tonight on the history of popular music, we take a look at a sordid chapter during the height of the Western swing era. A man who achieved great heights, only to see it all fall at his own hand. A man who, from meager means, forced to grow up outside of his own family due to his background as being part Cherokee. This same man would murder his own wife, go to San Quentin, pardoned by Ronald Reagan only to die just before his release. The king of Western swing. Tonight we look at Spade Cooley.
Where's that girl with the red dress on? Some folks call her Dinah. Stole my heart away from me down in Louisiana. Take me back to Tulsa, I'm too young to marry. Take me back to Tulsa, I'm too young to marry. Take me back to Tulsa, I'm too young to marry. Take me back to Tulsa, I'm too young to marry. Little bee sucks the blossom, the big bee gets the honey. The dark man picks the cotton, and the white man gets the money. Take me back to Tulsa, I'm too young to marry. Take me back to Tulsa, I'm too young to marry. Oh, walk and talk Susie, walk and talk Susie, walk and talk Susie, walk and talk Susie. I'm too young to marry. Oh, I went to the railroad, laid my head right down on the track. Thought about the girl of mine, I gradually eased it back. Take me back to Tulsa, I'm too young to marry. Take me back to Tulsa, I'm too young to marry. Always wear a big smile whenever looking sour. Travel all over the country, playing music by the hour. Take me back to Tulsa, I'm too young to marry. Take me back to Tulsa, I'm too young to marry.
Born on December 17th, 1910, Donald Clyde Cooley, later Spade Cooley, was born in Grand, Oklahoma. Part Cherokee, he was separated from his family early on, and during this assimilationist movement, which sought to separate kids from the reservation and their traditions and assimilate them into America, he was brought up and sent to a boarding school in Oregon. His family, during the Dust Bowl, would relocate from Oklahoma to California. Cooley learned to play the fiddle while at boarding school, and he later joined as a young adult Jimmy Wakely's big band, which played at the Venice Pier Ballroom in Venice Beach, California. Several thousand dancers would turn out to come see him play. They would jitterbug and carry on. Wakely got a movie contract with Universal Pictures, and so that was Spade Cooley's big break. He became the band leader there at Venice Pier. He tried to capitalize on the success of Bob Wills and Texas Playboys, Tommy Duncan's singing, and he hired a singer, brought in a guy by the name of Tex Ritter. Tex Ritter would later on become a famous singer in his own right, but he used to sing for Spade Cooley's band. Spade Cooley would become every bit as big as Bob Wills. You know, Bob Wills is still the king. Well, Spade Cooley was in movies, He even appeared in a Three Stooges flick at one point. Cooley was on the rise. He had it going on. He was bringing in tons of money. He was getting plenty of personal appearances that he was being paid for, but he was also, record contracts, movie contracts. He was appearing in movies. It was in these movie appearances and bustling fame, rubbing elbows with the likes of Roy Rogers, Cooley would meet Ella Mae Evins, his second wife, mother of some of his children. She had been a singer in the band before they were married, and they were married for 15 years. He would beat her repeatedly over what he thought were, infidelities. He was a jealous man and was given to violent behavior. And she actually had confided in a friend of hers that she had an affair with Roy Rogers at one point. She soon would ask Cooley, who had also had tons of affairs of his own, for a divorce. She was tired of it. And then the darkness came. From Wikipedia, on April 26, 1961, Cooley was indicted by Kern County Grand Jury for the murder of his wife, Ella Mae Evins, on April 3rd at the couple's home near Willow Springs. Cooley's then 14-year-old daughter, and the daughter of Ella Mae Evins, Melody, recounted to the jury how she was forced by her father to watch in terror as he beat her mother's head against the floor, stomped on her stomach, then crushed a lit cigarette against her skin to see whether she was dead. Cooley claimed his wife had been injured by falling in the shower. He was sent to prison and was not sent to the gas chamber, which was, at that time, pretty common in the state of California. And he would spend the next 8 years or so, he would spend the next 8 years in prison in San Quentin. Then Governor Ronald Reagan pardoned Spade Cooley in 1969, but Cooley would die November 23rd of 1969 at age 58 in prison before receiving his pardon. The king of Western Swing was dead. And thus ends a sordid chapter in the history of music.